Hello, I'm Leifur from Locatify. I'm going to show you in this tutorial how to log in and make your first game. Before you should have received your account username and password. So I'll press the login button from locatify.com, and here I'm going to log in as the Steam guest user, which is my username. And I don't have any projects recorded here. My current subscription is access to the TeachOUT app. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new project. I'm going to give my project a name and choose my first language, which is English. We can always add more languages to the tour, to the game later. We have three types of projects: an indoor guide, outdoor tour guide, and outdoor treasure hunt. In this tutorial will focus on the outdoor treasure hunt. So I'm going to press on the treasure hunt tab. Here I have my project page, my tutorial game, and here I can add a new treasure, and I have other options here that I will explain later. So first I'm going to go to the location where my treasure is going to be. That is here. And I'm going to drop my first treasure pin right here. So here's my first treasure pin. And you see this green area? This is the activation radius for this treasure. Meaning when I come walking down the street and I enter this circle, this treasure will activate and pop up on my screen. Now I'm going to press the treasure to edit its content. Here I have the treasure settings. I have an alias, which is basically my working title for this treasure, and it's also shown in the list here on the left. Here is the radius, activation radius, which is defaulted to 25 meters. And I can change that down to 15 meters and up to 300 meters radius, depending on how close the user has to be to the pin in order for the treasure location to activate. I'll bring it up to 50 meters for now. Here's the latitude and longitude. You can of course just change that on the map, but it's also possible to enter the values here if you like. And I'm going to give this treasure an image. So that's the thumb image. I click on it and this will open the media manager where I can manage my audio, video and picture files for this project. So I'm going to choose file here, and here I am in on my local computer, and I'm going to pick the Steam logo to be the image for this treasure, and it's uploaded here now into the system, and I'm going to insert it into this treasure point. And then the title here will be shown when people press on the treasure on the map and when the treasure opened. And I'm just going to call it treasure 1 for the lack of a better name. I can give it some description, which is like instruction text that the user will see once they open the treasure. For the lack of a better description, I'm going to call it lorem ipsum. Then I can select media files, basically audio or video files, to associate with this treasure if I want to, but that's strictly optional. Now I will add the media file, and the media file I'll use is the cow maw. Open it, now it's uploaded, and I insert that as the media file, and I can preview it here. Yeah, that's my cow maw. And here I can select if I should autoplay the audio when the treasure opens, or if the user should press the play button in order to see it. So now I have made the most simple treasure possible. And here is another tab with treasure settings where you can add challenges and define the score that you get for this treasure. But I'll get to that later in another tutorial. Save this. Here we go. Here's my treasure hunt game with 1 point. I'm just going to go ahead now and publish this treasure. And you see I have two options, test on device and publish. Test on device means I get an invitation code if I press make test version. And this is the invitation code. And in a test game, you should never share with anybody except yourself and other people who are testing the game before it's used. The reason being that you can cheat in this game, meaning you don't have to go to the locations to activate them. You can simply press them on the map on the phone, and that will activate the treasure. But in order to test this treasure, you will need to use another app called TurfHunt. And the TurfHunt app is accessible from the App Store, both for Android and iOS, called TurfHunt. Here is a preview from the App Store. So what you do is you download this app and install it on your phone. So now I'm going to switch to a simulator and show you how to test this treasure. So here on the screen you see the TurfHunt app up and running. There's a bunch of games here all over Europe. But I'm going to press the redeem invitation button, and that will open up this window where I can enter my invitation code, which is listed here in the CMS when I pressed test game on device. So that is my code. I redeem it, and here I have information about my game. I didn't put in any picture or more details about the game here yet, but I will show you that later. It has one place, so I'm going to join this game. I downloaded it, and now I start. Ready to play, I enter my player name in the game, press OK. Now it's connecting to the game, and I could have more people participate in this test game if I wanted to, so I could wait for them to join. But once I'm ready, I press the start game now. And now it basically shows me the location where the first treasure is. There's a big question mark here, that's a pin, and I'm supposed to go here to find this treasure. But since I'm running a test game, I can cheat. So by cheating, I can open treasure 1 right from here. There is my sound. Here is the text that I put in, and here is my score for finding the treasure. I can replay the sound, of course. So this concludes the first tutorial, where I'm making the most simple game of all, a treasure with 1 treasure point, score of 1, and just a title and a short description, and 1 image. So in the next tutorial I will show you more features, and we will continue to add more features to this game.